Good morning. I'm here with Anders Liesse, who is a senior at Evansville High School. Anders is going to be graduating here later this spring and was a recipient of a National Merit Scholarship this year, and he actually made it to the finalist level, which is down to 15,000 students nationwide from over 1.5 million students who started the process. I want Anders to talk a little bit about the process that you went through from start to finish to get to this point.
Sure. So in October of 2019, that's when I took the PSAT, which is the test that that's like the first step in qualifying for it. And if you get a good enough score, then you kind of advance into the application process for a semifinalist. And there can only be a certain number of semifinalists per state, so that's why they have to do the application. So I had to do my own essay, and then I had to get a recommendation from Ms. Hentz, and so I had to read my transcript and stuff like that. And then in the fall of this year, in fall of 2020, that's when they sent Mr. Knott the letter that said I was a semifinalist. And then there was nothing for me to do after that other than just wait and see if I made it to the finalist category, which that came in February of 2021, I think, and that's it.
Okay. So, Anders, we were talking earlier, one of the things I admire the most about you, and I think a lot of your teachers would comment on, and your classmates, is you're about as down to earth as they come. You're kind of easygoing, and I think I specifically talked about how academics is important to you, and obviously this is a prestigious award, but you really went through the whole high school experience as you went through Evansville High School. Talk a little bit about some of the things you mentioned in your essay about just how well-rounded of a person and a student you are, and just some of those experiences outside of the academic realm that probably formed who you are.
Okay. Well, so in my essay, in the Common App personal essay, which I submitted to all the colleges that I applied to, what did I talk about? I talked about how I built my own motorcycle kind of from a old mountain bike and a snowblower engine. I made my own kind of pontoon boat from, I just put together this kind of platform and put 2 kayaks underneath it. Took that down to the lake a few times. Other than building stuff, I also do a lot of music, so I'm in the band. I just did the pit for the musical. I was in Big Band Bash, which that's probably my favorite thing that I've ever done in high school, other than just coming every day, which I like that a lot too. I'm in Science Olympiad, so I like kind of the more research side of academics, not just learning, but also trying new stuff and competing in that. Yeah, I don't know, that's really just what I touched on in my essay, I think.
Yeah, and still plenty of time, you mentioned earlier, for friends and family and everything else on the outside of school too, but I think that's what we were talking about is you really went through the whole experience here at Evansville. It wasn't like you were focused on a National Merit Scholarship from the beginning of high school.
Not at all.
Talk about, if you were to give a message to future Evansville High School students, if you were to, they're coming in, you were the principal for a day, you're talking to incoming freshmen, what's your message you're sending to incoming freshmen?
Well, I would say, first of all, take the PSAT, definitely. It's only $16, and I think the school can cover the cost if you can't cover it. It's definitely worth it, because you can turn $16 into a huge scholarship if you do well, and that could be one of the best investments you ever make. Other than that, just relax, try to have a positive attitude about every day. Think about other people's perspectives as often as possible. Don't get so locked in, don't get tunnel vision, just on yourself. That's pretty much it.
Well, I may have to have you come back in the fall here. That's a pretty good speech, pretty good message to give to the students. Talk about where you are now because of the National Merit Scholarship. Do you want to talk about kind of the impact that had here on your trajectory now, what you're doing here after high school a little bit?
Yeah. Well, so going back a little bit, right? You're thinking about college all through your, when you're in underclassmen, you're kind of thinking about it abstractly, and so being a a decently achieving student in South Central Wisconsin, I just kind of thought I'd always go to Madison, and I was kind of lukewarm about it, just because it's too close, I think, and so I was always kind of looking out of state, but it's very expensive, and so now, because I've taken, because I have this National Merit Scholarship, I can go out of state, and I'm going to UT Dallas, and they gave me a great scholarship, so now I can go out of state and try something new, and I don't want to say that I don't have to settle for Madison, because that I know there's a few people, but I can. It's opened up a lot of opportunities for me, definitely. Yeah.
Great. Well, congratulations. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Not just as a student, but as a person.